The village of Dalton is more than $3.5 million in the hole. Mayor Tiffany Henyard is accused of misusing money, and today she's nowhere to be found.
Handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
You're not going to answer how taxpayer dollars are being spent? That seems odd.
I just answered it. What do you mean? I just answered your questions.
You said you wouldn't answer about Las Vegas.
Say what now? Tiffany Henyard, the self-proclaimed super mayor of Dalton, is in some seriously hot water. We're talking federal authorities uncovering evidence of money laundering and misuse of public funds. It's like she's starring in her own version of How to Get Away with Murder, except she's not getting away with anything. Just last April, FBI agents showed up at Thornton Township Hall like they were delivering a pizza, except instead of cheesy goodness, they were serving up some spicy subpoenas. They're demanding a whole buffet of business records and financial reports from Henyard, who's not just the mayor of Dalton, but also the Thornton Township supervisor. Talk about wearing too many hats. Now, our girl Tiffany's been accused of using taxpayer money like it's her personal piggy bank. We're talking funding a police security detail, because apparently being mayor of Dalton is as dangerous as being a secret agent and indulging in some seriously extravagant travel. I mean, who doesn't need a first-class ticket and five-star hotel when you're supposed to be serving your community, right?
Keith Freeman do not work here, he's fired. So stop playing these silly games, Board of Trustees, and putting people's lives in jeopardy.
Do what you want, but anything after this is insubordination.
I'm gonna remember this. Because at the end of the day, I told you, you guys don't run the day-to-day, the mayor does.
But wait, it gets juicier. Enter Louis Lacey, the deputy police chief, and Henyard's ride or die since she became mayor in 2021. This guy's just been slapped with a 9-count federal indictment. We're talking bankruptcy fraud, hiding assets, deceiving creditors. It's like he's auditioning for America's next top white-collar criminal. Now, Lacey's lawyer is out here claiming these charges are just about pressuring him to flip on Mayor Henyard. It's like we're watching a real-life crime drama unfold. And I am here for it. Henyard's time in office has been about as smooth as a roller coaster ride through an earthquake. Lacey's been one of her key allies throughout it all, but now the trustees have put him on administrative leave. But get this, our boy Lacey's still showing up to work like nothing happened. Talk about job dedication. Some folks are hoping Lacey might be the final piece of the puzzle in bringing down Mayor Henyard. They're thinking he could spill the tea on all those allegations about misusing public funds. But here's the twist.
Acting police chief of Dalton has been charged with bankruptcy fraud. Louis Lacey is accused of filing misleading statements in his 2019 bankruptcy case. Lacey is a close ally of Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard. He's actually the second top aide to Henyard to face federal bankruptcy fraud charges in recent months.
Lacey's loyalty to Henyard is stronger than my addiction to iced coffee. Even his lawyers saying the feds are just using Lacey to build a case against Henyard. It's like watching the world's most dysfunctional game of chess. But hold on to your wigs, because here's where it gets really wild. There's a new development suggesting the feds might already have some juicy evidence that could implicate Tiffany. It's like they found the smoking gun, and it's shaped like a gold microphone. Now let me catch you up on this whole Mayor Tiffany drama if you've been living under a rock. It all started when the Board of Trustees had to pick someone to finish the term of the late Mayor Frank Zuccarelli. They had just 60 days to find a replacement, and honey, it was messier than a toddler eating spaghetti. Everyone thought it would be Trustee Joyce Washington or Trustee Jerry Jones. Even Thornton Township Assessor Cassandra Elston was in the running, but in a twist worthy of M. Night Shyamalan, Trustee Christopher Gonzalez nominated Tiffany Henyard at the last minute. It was like a Hail Mary pass in the final seconds of a football game. Turns out, Tiffany was the board's last resort to avoid letting the public decide. Gonzalez admitted he didn't want the decision left to the township electors, so he pushed for Tiffany, hoping the looming deadline would unite the divided board. Talk about political maneuvering. Once Tiffany took office, her first meeting seemed smooth as butter. She promised to serve with honesty and responsibility, always putting the people first. But honey, that honeymoon period was shorter than Kim Kardashian's marriage to Kris Humphries. Rumors started flying faster than gossip at a high school cafeteria. People close to the former supervisor claimed Tiffany had a personal vendetta against Frank's loyal crew. Feeling threatened by those with experience, she started flexing her mayoral muscles. One of her first moves? Giving Jessica Jones the boot, with Trustee Jerry Jones making the motion and Trustee Joyce Washington backing it up. Even Christopher Gonzalez, who nominated Tiffany, gave his approval. Talk about a plot twist. But Tiffany wasn't done cleaning house. She set her sights on Stephanie Weidman next. This time, the vote was more dramatic than a season finale of The Bachelor. Gonzalez stood alone in opposition, but it wasn't enough to save Stephanie. Weidman had been with Thornton Township since 2002, working her way up to be Frank Zuccarelli's executive assistant. She was part of his transition team, with plans to eventually become chief of staff. But Tiffany had other plans. In a meeting that was probably icier than the Arctic, Henyard made it clear that Weidman just wasn't part of her team. Things really heated up when rumors spread that Tiffany was bullying other elected officials. Sources claim she had beef with Assessor Cassandra Elston, even locking her out of her office in a fit of rage. When Elston finally got back in, she found confidential paperwork scattered around like confetti after a New Year's party. We're talking sensitive info like social security numbers and medical details just lying around for anyone to see. But wait, there's more. Tiffany's firing spree led to a whole bunch of lawsuits filed in March. It's like she was handing out pink slips like they were party favors. Sandra Tracy, a former human resources manager, is suing Henyard, Thornton Township, and Keith Freeman, Henyard's assistant and the Dolton Village administrator. Tracy claims she was unfairly fired in September 2022 after taking medical leave for surgery. When she came back, she was demoted to a clerk role, denied access to her workspace, and eventually locked out of the office. The poor woman was working from her car for months without pay. Talk about a hostile work environment. Karen Johnson, a former administrative assistant in Dolton's Public Works Department, also jumped on the lawsuit train. She claims Henyard forced village employees to work on her recall campaign while on the clock. After the recall vote, which Henyard survived, Johnson says Henyard started retaliating against anyone who dared to disagree with her. Johnson was fired for allegedly using her work computer to look up news about Henyard. I mean, can you blame her for being curious? And then there's Samisha Williams, who ran for Dolton trustee and worked for the village. She's got not one but two lawsuits going. In the federal case, Williams claims Henyard retaliated against many people after surviving the recall vote. She even alleges that Henyard instructed her to block permits unless residents donated to her campaign. Talk about pay-to-play politics. But the drama doesn't stop there, folks. Concerns about Henyard's spending habits started to surface faster than pimples before prom night. We're talking extravagant spending that would make even the Kardashians blush. Henyard's been hit with 2 subpoenas, each digging into different aspects of her dealings. The first one's all about her personal and business affairs, covering everything from personnel files to checks written to cash from her various ventures. We're talking a restaurant, a property management company, her political action committee, and even a charity in her name. It's like she's trying to be a one-woman conglomerate. The second subpoena is all about those juicy township finances. They want everything from budgets and payroll records to the rules around credit card purchases and expense reports. It's like the feds are trying to put together the world's most complicated jigsaw puzzle. The real kicker? Financial records obtained through public records requests revealed some seriously questionable expenses charged to the village's credit cards. We're talking luxury travel, fancy accommodations, and personal security, all on the taxpayer's dime. In just 1 year, Henyard and her crew racked up over $122,000 in travel expenses. We're talking first-class airfare, stays at luxurious hotels, and meals that probably cost more than my monthly rent. During a trip to Las Vegas, they reportedly spent at least $226,000. That's more than some people make in a year. But wait, there's more! WGN Investigates found that Henyard spent $99,000 on a stay at the Four Seasons in Atlanta and $133,000 at the Marriott Marquis in New York City. I don't know about you, but my idea of a fancy hotel stay is when they leave a chocolate on the pillow. And let's not forget about the village prosecutor who received $900,000 over 2 years. That's right, almost $1 million for a village prosecutor in Dolton. It's like they're paying them Hollywood lawyer rates in small-town Illinois. Henyard's also been accused of playing favorites with businesses and individuals close to her. There's even a lawsuit alleging that Dolton officials improperly denied a business license to a barbershop owner while giving preferential treatment to Henyard's buddies. It's like high school all over again, but with way higher stakes. And of course, what's a political scandal without some good old-fashioned nepotism? There have been allegations that Henyard's been hiring friends and family members for government positions, often at inflated salaries. It's like she's trying to recreate Keeping Up with the Kardashians, but with taxpayer money. Now, the FBI's all up in Henyard's business, launching an investigation into her administration. They're focusing on the misuse of public funds, among other issues. It's like Law and Order Dolton Edition up in here. But the plot thickens even more. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who used to be a federal prosecutor, was brought in to lead a separate investigation into Henyard's conduct. And boy, did she uncover a mess. According to Lightfoot's explosive report, Dolton isn't just struggling, it's drowning in debt. We're talking over $3.5 million in the red. The credit card spending in the village has spun so out of control, it's like watching a shopaholic with unlimited credit. And here's the cherry on top of this scandal sundae. Just as this financial disaster comes to light, Mayor Henyard has pulled a Houdini and vanished. She's nowhere to be found, dodging all requests for comments and missing from her office. It's like she's playing a high-stakes game of hide-and-seek. Village employees are tighter-lipped than a clam about her whereabouts, leaving everyone wondering if she's hiding out as the pressure mounts. It's like, where's Waldo? But with higher stakes and less striped shirts. Lightfoot's investigation also exposed some seriously shady heavy credit card spending. We're talking $40,000 spent on Amazon in a single day with no clear accounting for where that money went. It's like someone gave a teenager their parents' credit card and said, "Go wild!" And let's not forget about the police overtime. 2 officers earned 6-figure sums in overtime alone, more than doubling their base salaries. Even Deputy Chief Louis Lacey, who's now on administrative leave, pocketed $96,000 in overtime last fiscal year. It's like they're working in a time zone where every hour is overtime. So, what's next in this political soap opera? The feds are digging deep, seeking information that could expose far-reaching misconduct. Former FBI agent Ross Rice pointed out the broad scope of these inquiries, suggesting that some serious allegations are at play. It's like watching a real-life version of House of Cards, but with less Kevin Spacey and more small-town drama. As we watch this drama unfold, one thing is clear. The outcome of this investigation will have lasting effects on the village, its residents, and possibly the broader political landscape. The twists and turns in this story are far from over, and the final chapter has yet to be written. So what do you think, besties? Will Mayor Tiffany Henyard's reign come crashing down like a house of cards in a hurricane, or will Louis Lacey remain loyal to her till the bitter end? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, if you ever find yourself as a small-town mayor, maybe don't treat the town's credit card like it's your personal black card, okay? Just a thought. That's all for now, folks. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more juicy updates on all your favorite political scandals. Until next time, stay fabulous, stay informed, and always question authority. You are watching Hot Gossip. Goodbye!